everyone and welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be doing another revenue report. So I can't believe how quickly this year is going, and I can't believe that I've already been monetized for around about 4 months now. So this is the second month that I'm doing a revenue report though, and this is going to be for March. I've started doing these last month, and if you really want me to continue going on with them each month, if you find them interesting or you find them helpful, please let me know in the comment section below because I'd love to continue doing them. Now in these revenue reports, we simply go through my YouTube analytics and see what I've basically earned for the month. And for those of you who have watched these videos before, you'll know that I recently got monetized last December, and that was after posting pretty consistently for between 1 and 2 years. So as I mentioned, we go through my YouTube analytics and we will be going through the revenue that I've earned. We'll go through a couple of the CPM rates, see if they've changed much from February, and we'll also see what my highest earning video was, along with the days that I earned the most amount of income and then the days that I earned the least amount of income, just to kind of give you a full picture of how YouTube revenue works. Now for reference as well, at this point in time, I have around 7,000 subscribers. I just hit that mark about a day or two ago, so that was just after the end of March. So basically for this video, we can work off the fact that I've got about 7,000 subscribers while I earned this money for March. So for those of you who are new here, hi, my name is Kaylee and I'm a beauty and fashion photographer based near Sydney, Australia. But I'm also a content creator, and I started this channel a few years ago to talk about all things social media, content creation, business, and freelancing. So now we are going to get straight into the video and see what my revenue report was for March. So we're now about to delve into my YouTube analytics for March, and I'm going to go through some of the statistics, so like view count, watch time, and anything that's kind of relevant to my revenue. But then once I go into the revenue tab, I'm also going to be looking at the highest amount of income that I earned on any given day and then the lowest. And we'll see how that kind of compares to February as well. So I'm going to jump straight into the March analytics. And straight away you can see here that some of my stats are kind of a bit up and down for March. So let's go through them. So first off, we've got my view count, which was sitting at about 59.1k views for the month of March. And that was roughly the same as previous months. And then moving on to watch time, and that is sitting at about 3.8k hours. So yeah, like I said, unfortunately a little bit lower than previous months, but that's okay. And that'd usually be something to maybe keep in mind and expect that my revenue would probably go down from last month to this month, being that I had less watch time hours. But luckily that wasn't the case. So going across to subscribers, I gained about 1,000 subscribers, which was good. It's about 10% more than previous months. And then getting to the revenue tab, and I earned $628.62 for the month of March. Now that is basically around $50 more than I actually earned for February. So if we go back to February last month, that is sitting at about $581.65. So roughly about $50 more in March. Having said that, because March is a slightly longer month at 31 days, so we're actually including about 2 extra days there because February was 29 days last month. So that was really 2 days. So I guess it's kind of working out pretty much the same, but still probably a little bit more in March. So overall, I feel like $628 for March was really good. Again, like I've said previously, my channel is really not that big. I have 7,000 subscribers. And as I've mentioned before, I don't think that revenue is really connected to subscriber count, but I will say that I don't have a very big channel and I don't have a lot of views compared to a lot of other channels. I would say that they're pretty good at the moment. I would also say though that the majority of the views are coming from one particular video still. So let's jump into the revenue tab and let's look at that a bit more in depth. So you can see here there's a little bit of a story being painted here. And at the beginning of the month, we started off really well. So most days were sort of peaking at around $35, $40. There's one here, which was my actual highest earning day of the month for $53.19. That was earned in one day on March the 4th. But you can see as it peaks here, it then slowly goes down, unfortunately. And we are ending the month on about $10 per day. So really looking at that difference, that was because of one particular video that I had posted, I believe in February, that actually did really well. And that continued on into March. So I was earning pretty good revenue, and then that slowly dropped off browse features. And unfortunately, we're back at a bit of a baseline kind of income here. But that is pretty natural, and that's going to happen on YouTube. Unfortunately, videos will not stay on browse features forever. You know, some will stay on a lot longer than others. But in terms of my lowest earning day, it would have been March 24th at $7.08. So it's a pretty big jump from $53 to $7.08 in terms of the variation there. So for the month of March, and I don't think I went through this in my February report, but I'm going to just quickly talk about the amount of videos I posted in March, which was, I think in total was about 9. It was 9 videos that I posted, which is pretty consistent. I try and stick to about 2 uploads a week, and obviously had one extra for this month because it was a little bit longer. So let's have a little bit of a deeper look into where this income is actually coming from. And we'll go into the revenue tab over here, and we can see here under video performance that my video, I posted a reel on Instagram every day for 6 months. Here's what happened. This particular video is earning me the most money. And then this particular video, YouTube is the key to becoming a full-time content creator. Here's why. This particular video is the one that did well at the end of February. So that was the one that actually continued on doing well into March. And that video was getting me the second most amount of income there. Now I'm actually quite surprised looking at this because I actually feel like this was a bit of a step up from previous months in terms of the share of revenue. So looking at this particular video here, this really was getting me the bulk of my revenue in previous months. However, we can see that there's other videos here that are slowly kind of climbing up too. And if we just go to see more, you'll see that there's a few more other videos here that will kind of list how much I was actually getting for those uploads, and it's just interesting to see them sort of creep up a little bit more. It's really good to have a diverse amount of videos that are pulling in revenue for your YouTube channel because you really don't want to rely on one video. Like for example, if I just continue to rely on this, it's probably on its way down anyway at this point. So I think that eventually that's going to drop off browse features and I'm going to be getting next to probably nothing for it. It's not really a search friendly video, so I doubt that it's going to get picked up in search later on down the track. So it is one that I'm going to have to be kind of wary of with my revenue dropping. And this is why it's so important to have a variety of content and having those help, hub, and hero videos. They're really important to have that kind of variety because you can really get on search with a lot of the videos that are maybe help videos that are a lot more tutorial based. And then you've got your hero content like this one up the top, which is really going to push your numbers up and really get YouTube to recommend your videos. And then you've got your hub content, which is going to be stuff that your audience comes back to regularly. And it's going to be kind of like your reliable content that's coming in week to week. So really good idea to kind of diversify like that and make sure that not all your income is coming from one singular video. I am still in the process of really getting this channel up and running, even still at 7,000 subscribers. So I'm definitely working at not just having that revenue coming from one single video. You can also see here that my RPM for March was $10.63. So it's pretty average. I mean, for a CPM sitting at probably around $20, which is usually the case for me, RPM is roughly half of what the CPM rate is. And for those of you who don't know, CPM is more to do with how much advertisers are paying to put ads on your channel and on your videos. And then revenue is actually what you're getting, your piece of the pie from that amount that they're spending. So you can see here over the last 6 months, I got monetized in the middle of December. So I feel like for $628 in March, that wasn't too bad. My highest earning month was still January at this point, but obviously this is from mainly early January from when this video was still doing pretty well. So at the moment, unfortunately, some of the revenue is kind of flatlining, and into April, I've always found that April is not a great month for YouTube revenue. I think along with other holiday months like December and January, my videos over on my photography channel have just historically not performed well in April, and I do believe this is pretty commonplace amongst a lot of YouTube channels. So I do think that that's because a lot of people do go away on holidays. They're not usually in their place of residence a lot of the time and able to watch videos as they usually would on YouTube. They're probably focused on other things or they're busy. And a lot of the time, the holiday spend doesn't really happen with advertisers either. Like in the lead up to Christmas, it's usually pretty good because you'll have like November, early December, and maybe March as well, which is a little bit better with spending from advertisers. But around those holiday periods specifically, I do find that there's a bit of a drop in revenue. So that's what we're kind of seeing, I think, at the moment heading into April. And April, I'm going to call it now, is probably not going to be a great month. And it doesn't really matter if I change my uploading schedule, unless a video of mine actually does blow up out of nowhere. I just can't see it kind of reaching the same amount as this particular month. So that's my prediction for April. Well, that is another monthly revenue report. And please let me know in the comments if you like me doing these still, and if you want to see another revenue report for April and future months. I'd love to do more deep dives into analytics because I always find them interesting. I always have, especially seeing that insight into other creators' analytics. I think it's good to get different viewpoints and see what they're doing and what they're thinking at certain points in the month when it comes comes to their revenue and how they might want to improve it. For me, I don't really have any huge strategies going forward. I just really want to be consistent, making sure I can stick to a schedule. That's the main thing. And I think I might have mentioned this in the February video as well, but I'm really trying to do a lot more trial and error with my channel. So even posting content that I know may not do well, I just really want to get a feel to see what people want to see on my channel and what is going to do well. So I'm very much still in that trial and error phase, and we'll see how we go. But as I mentioned, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more revenue reports. Thank you so much for watching this video today, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, make sure you do, because I'll be posting a lot more videos like this one in future. Let me know down in the comments section below if you'd like me to film more videos on YouTube revenue reports or YouTube in general, because I'd really love to hear your thoughts. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.